Okay, so the question, if you could only do three things out of all the bajillion things in the world that that are out there, what are the three things you would do to market your music? Obviously, it's kind of an arbitrary scenario, but I think it's helpful, especially if you're dealing with overwhelm. So, in this video, I'm going to break down what I think are the three most important marketing tactics to focus on to get new fans of your music. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first some groundwork, some assumptions that we're going to lay down just so that our scenario makes sense. So number one, I'm going to say you are regularly producing good music. So that's a given. Number two, you are an emerging indie artist. So you're not somebody who has like a bajillion fans already, and you're not somebody who's signed to a major label. So you can just say, well, I'm going to get my label to market. You're an emerging indie artist. And then number three, you have a budget of $200 a month. So hopefully that's within the realm of possibility. So starting from that point, with that groundwork set, here are the three things that I would do if I only had three options to market my music. So the first thing I'd do would be to post consistently short form videos on some platform. I would probably choose Instagram because I am grumpy about TikTok, but you could do TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, whatever. They all have it now. Instagram would probably be my choice. The reason I would do short form video is because it's a means of getting you in front of new eyes. So you're getting your artistry in front of people. All these platforms with short form video are giving you pretty good organic reach, so you don't have to pay money to get in front of new people. The three things I would do is I would post consistently for hopefully a whole year. If I could, I would post a video every day for a year. I would do that by creating some content buckets where I have a list of 5 or 10 things that I regularly talk about, and every day I'm creating content about those topics. The second thing, I'd look to collaborate as much as possible. So on Instagram, you can do joint posts from 2 accounts. Obviously, you can have other creators onto your posts. You can go on other creators and be on their feeds. There's a million ways to collaborate. The key thing is if you collaborate, you get in front of other audiences. So I'd look as much as possible for ways to do that. And then the third thing I would do would be to follow 10 similar creators, people who are doing what you want to do in the space, and engage with their content. So it's kind of like collaborating, but it's basically you're just capitalizing on the audience engagement they're getting, commenting, responding to your own comments, or like the comments that people leave on your videos, basically just being as engaged as possible on the platform. So that's the first thing. That hopefully will get you in front of a lot of new eyes if you do that consistently for a year. The second thing that I do would be to run Facebook ads to my Spotify profile. So typically this looks like you're showing a video with a preview of your song, and then users who see that on the platform, usually Instagram or Facebook, are clicking that, they're coming to a landing page, and then they're clicking from that landing page to your Spotify profile. If that sounds complicated, it's not that complicated. A couple of accounts to follow for this to learn more are Tom Dupree III, Tom Dupree 3, and Andrew Southworth. Both have a lot of great resources on this stuff. I also have a course on how to run these ads to your Spotify profile. The benefit of this, obviously, is that it gets a lot of people to hear your music, and ads tend to be pretty engaged streams. So if you're running a playlisting campaign, which is the alternative usually for getting streams, those are usually on in the background. So streams, you get more of them, but they're less engaged. With Facebook ads for streams, you tend to get fewer streams, but they're from highly engaged listeners, so they tend to have a longer impact. I like to use both methods, but if I can only choose one for the purposes of this exercise, I would run Facebook ads from Instagram and Facebook to Spotify. You'll need to be spending about $150 a month, so if we're factoring in our budget of $200, that leaves us $50 left. And then a final tangential thing, which is just kind of cool. If you're running these ads to your Spotify and getting streams, you'll also start to get some additional Instagram followers because you'll be running these ads on Instagram too. Okay, so at this point, we are getting an audience on a social media platform with short form video content. We are also starting to drive up our streaming numbers with Facebook ads to Spotify. And then the third and final thing I'd start to do would be to build an email list. So there are a million ways to build an email list, but the value is that it's a great way, in my opinion, the best way to get your fans to take action to support you and to build actually deep relationships with fans, because email is a space where A, there's more trust, and then B, you get to have more context. Like you can write more in email than you can on a social post, and people will actually read it. So what I would do to build the list, first I would post on my personal Facebook, Instagram, whatever social profiles and say, hey, I'm starting this list. Here's what I'll be doing, and I'd love for you to join. If you are a normal person and you promote things to your personal audience, you can usually get at least like 20 to 30 people to sign up right off the bat. And then after that, your main source of growth is probably going to be through social media. So you'll have a link in your social media profile to your email sign up page. And as you're posting those short form videos and growing an audience there, some of those people will come over naturally to your email list. But the thing that I would also make sure to do is every week I would post a call to action. Hey, here's my email list, sign up for it, and give them a reason why. That reason why could be a free download, like an unreleased song or a live performance video or something that's like an exclusive thing that those people get to see. Or it could just be, hey, here's what I'm doing on the email list. And if you're interested in coming along for the ride, I'd love to have you. You'll hear a lot of people speak in favor of the lead magnets, but in my experience, both of those things work if you do them right. It's all about aligning the incentive to what's actually going on in the list. And then the two things I'd have set up with email would be first, I'd have an autoresponder. So when people sign up for the email list, you're going to send them a series of emails. The point of these is so that you introduce yourself and tell your story as an artist. And then secondly, you encourage the fans to take action. So the easiest thing is probably to get them to buy some sort of merch, or you could have them like inviting them to join a Patreon community or whatever the action step is. The final point of that autoresponder would be to encourage them to support you in some way. And then the second thing I'd be doing with that email list is sending some kind of regular newsletter. So for most artists, the easiest thing to do is like a monthly type of newsletter. And the point of that is to build relationships primarily. So you're not always just asking for calls to action in that, like asking them to do things. But you can say, hey, I have a show coming up this month, come out to the show. The point is to do it consistently so that your fans know what to expect. And in my opinion, emails are just the best way to encourage action and build relationship. Okay, so those are the 3 things that I would do for a year if I could, out of all the bazillion, jillion things, if I only got to do 3 things to market my music. Short form video to build an audience on a platform. I would do Instagram and Facebook ads to Spotify to build my streams. And I would focus on building an email list so that when I had new songs, new shows or whatever coming up, I can email and get people to support me and build real relationships with them. So I hope this little exercise has been helpful for you. If there is an activity or tactic that you would do that I didn't mention, I'd love to know in the comments. And either way, wishing you good luck as you market your music and build meaningful connections around it.